cast out, unable to set foot on land for more than one cycle of the sun.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to discuss my thoughts and opinions upon the sci-fi original television series known as Sinbad. I'm going to talk about episode 4 titled Old Man of the Sea. And without any further ado, let's go and get to it, shall we? Just so you guys know, there will be spoilers in this review, though they actually won't come into play till a few minutes from now. For the first few minutes of this video review, I will only be talking about the main plot. That way things won't be spoiled for you guys. And then as this further progresses and furthers on, I will then talk about my opinions and such and stuff like that. But for right now, let's just talk about the main plot. So pretty much what we have going on in episode 4 of sci-fi series known as Sinbad is we have Sinbad and his crew of sailors, and they come across a ship, and in this ship there seems to be one lone survivor that has seemed to have been there for many years because his entire crew is dead and he's the only one left. As I said, he's the survivor. So they seem to do the helpful and what seems to be the right thing they think to do at first. They bring this one lone survivor onto their ship titled the Providence, and once they bring him on, all these weird, strange, and bizarre things seem to happen. Like many of the crew members start to have hallucinations. They all start to have weird dreams. And it all seems to trace and connect back to this one lone survivor that they brought onto the ship. And he might be the cause of why they're actually, having all these weird dreams and visions and all these sorts of things in that area, and he might be the cause of all that stuff happening. That's pretty much the main gist of episode 4 titled Old Man of the Sea for the sci-fi original television show by the name of Sinbad. Overall, my thoughts and opinions on episode 4, I thought this was a fantastic episode. Kind of a fun fact about the episode actually, there was actually a character from the Harry Potter films, or an actor from the Harry Potter films, that actually is one of the main actors in this episode. Like I said, the one lone survivor. I don't know the actor's name. I don't know the character's name either because I forget. Sorry about that. But anyways, it's the man who plays Peter Pettigrew in the Harry Potter films. He's the one that can turn into and out of a rat form. He is the one who plays the survivor, the one survivor that they bring back onto their ship. I'm pretty sure that's the same character. So maybe you guys can let me know in the comments what his actual, the actor's name. That way, I have my details right. Anyways, I thought that was kind of cool because I really like him in the Harry Potter films. And I thought he was one of the best things about this episode. Now I'm going to get a little bit of spoiler heavy. One of my favorite things about this episode, besides, Sinbad, and the actors and stuff like that, was the guy from the Harry Potter films. He played a great character. At first, you have no idea what's going on. In all honesty, I was confused for a good chunk of this episode. I was wondering to myself, why are these people having hallucinations? Why are they having these visions? Why are they having these strange dreams? And honestly, you don't find any of these details out to like the last 15 minutes of the episode. And that's usually how the way of TV series is. They leave you wondering. And that's one of the great things I loved about this episode, is that it kept me interested and it kept me hooked because I had no idea what was going on. The mystery in this episode was great because I was interested and I was hooked the entire time and I wanted to know what was going on. So therefore, of course, I kept on watching them. Finally, like I said, spoilers coming up. Finally, when I found out what was actually going on, you find out towards the end that his character is Death himself. Think the Grim Reaper pretty much. His character is pretty much death itself in a human form, and it has come to claim their lives pretty much and kill all of them. So once you find that out, the mystery is solved, and you finally find out the true motives and the true intentions of, Death's character. And that's one of the great things I loved about it, was this the whole premise about, Death coming to them. And this episode, in all honesty, had a very, very, very huge horror vibe to it. And as you guys know, if you watch my channel recently, you know that I'm a huge horror, movie buff, a huge horror fan. So it was just a great way because, Sinbad's kind of, an adventure fantasy show with a little bit, of sci-fi elements, science fiction elements to it. So it's really cool also that Sinbad can also not only blend fantasy, adventure, and some cool sci-fi elements to it, it can also blend a tad bit of horror to it, especially in this episode when you finally find out that Death, in a human form, has come onto their ship to claim their lives. And there's a great scene towards the end where he has a really cool quote where he says, let's have a union of death, like she's getting married to death pretty much because she thinks it's gonna bring her dad back. And then he shoots butterflies out of his hand, and it was a really great scene that I really enjoyed. Like I said, the best things about this episode is the overall premise, just about death coming onto the ship, the great mystery that keeps you interested the entire time, and overall, I really liked the guy who plays Peter Pettigrew in the Harry Potter films, the British actor. I really liked his character. He played his character in such a, I guess you could say, a very mystery way where you don't know too much about him until towards the end. And finally, when you find everything out, it's just such a great and such an intricate way to tell the story where it makes it overall just very fun and entertaining to watch. As always, I really like Elliot Knight, who plays the character of Sinbad in the sci-fi original television series by the name of Sinbad. I really like Elliot Knight's character. He plays this character in such a great way where, though he has had sort of a troublesome past, and he is still kind of a troublesome character, you still can root for him in the end. And I like that. And it's really cool, just, these, they're going on all these adventures, and these adventures always seem to take them in the bad and the wrong way. But by the end of the episode, the story is told in such a great way where even though the characters go through such bad times, they're actually able to get closer in the end, and they actually grow, to have a stronger bond, and overall, just a more closer bond in the end. And overall, it just makes it for some great storytelling. I just like the fact how these characters, they go through all these weird things, and these bad things, and then in the end they end up, getting closer. So that's pretty much my thoughts and opinions on episode 4, titled Old Man of the Sea, for the sci-fi original television series by the name of Sinbad. It comes on every Saturday night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock for everyone else. Next week's episode is episode 5, titled Hunted. Once again, thanks for watching another video by Sinbad Geek. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to my page below, and I'll see you guys later with more videos by Sinbad.